Welcome to the Moms Only Podcast, a show about mom life. From pregnancy to postpartum, stay-at-home mom, career life, and everything in between, and realizing we all are just trying to figure this shit out day by day. I've always loved sharing, and now I cannot wait to share these impromptu and blunt conversations with you. Let's talk all the things together on the Moms Only Podcast. I'm your host, Kayla McCormick, and let's go, y'all! This episode is brought to you in part by Sweetwink. Sweetwink is a lifestyle children's clothing and accessories brand owned and operated by a mother-daughter duo in New York. Featured on Good Morning America, Live with Ryan and Kelly, and The View, Sweetwink has become a favorite among celebrities, influencers, and thousands of loyal customers alike. Their collections are designed for life's most magical memory-making moments. From holidays and birthdays to Just Because Tuesdays, they create the perfect outfits to celebrate life with your little one. Every order is packed with love by their team of local employees in their hometown warehouse. They're proud to support our community and spread their motto each day, which is make every day a party worth celebrating. Use the promo code MOMSONLY20 for 20% off a one-time order now through midnight, December 31st. Valid on everything except gift cards. Your minimum order is $50. It's the perfect time for gathering those sweet Christmas gifts and outfits. Thank you, Sweetwink. Use the code MOMSONLY20 for 20% off now.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Whenever you're listening to this, I just want to wish you a good time. And welcome back to the Moms Only Podcast. My name is Kayla McCormick. I am your host. And today we have a solo episode. I haven't done a solo episode in quite a while, it feels like. And sometimes it just feels necessary to just talk about things. And today on my mind, we did a couple of things today. We were going to go to church this morning and we could not get out of the door in time. I don't know about you guys, but anytime we have to be somewhere, I mean, we're always 15 minutes late. And I was kind of that way in the past. I was already kind of habitually late, but now with the kids, it's like horribly habitually late places. If we ever show up somewhere on time, I mean, people are shocked to the point that they're like, oh my gosh, am I late? Because it's just we never do. And then so yesterday we had Thanksgiving with Devin's side of his mom's side of the family, and it was supposed to start at 4, but my husband was like, I want to get there early, like so and so's getting there early, and I just want to be able to hang out more, which I get, because if we start dinner at 4 and it just doesn't leave a lot of time to hang out, because the kids will get very rambunctious and everything and dinner. So we were like, okay, let's get there at 2. Well, our 2 turned into, I think it was like 2:45. We showed up at 2:45, which granted we didn't really have to be there at 2. And then the thing started at 4, but even from when we said we were going to be there, we were 45 minutes late. And like I feel like every time you add a kid, it like adds 30 to 60 minutes of time to get out the door. I'm hoping this used to be even worse when the kids were like babies and we had to bring the diaper bag and like the milk and like all the stuff. Now I actually was realizing yesterday I have a big tote that I typically carry, but I got a new one from work that I love. It's a bit smaller, more structured, and I'm like, I probably don't need all this stuff anymore. So I transferred a lot of things from my old bag into my new bag, and really just brought like a couple of toys and a few diapers and wipes. I didn't have to bring like a bunch of diapers. I brought like 2. And then the kids were able to carry their own bag, like a backpack or a purse or something. And it's just, it feels like a new era. And it probably, because it is. I have a 3.5-year-old and a 2-year-old. So anybody out there in the newborn trenches, I promise to you, you don't feel as much as a pack mule anymore. Don't get me wrong, I am still a pack mule, but the things that you bring become less and less as the kids get older, and it's kind of sad, but also a little less stressful. I was talking to my phone the other day into the Instagram and TikTok and saying how when obviously it's like older parents or grandparents, they see you out in public and like you have your kids, maybe you have a bunch of kids and it's just you. And instead of them saying like, "Oh, you have your hands full," sometimes I'll get of like, "It goes by so fast," and like, "You're gonna miss these days, you're gonna miss these moments." And I really do appreciate when I get stopped and told this because it does put it back into perspective. It can kind of get old a little bit when you've been told that multiple times on the same day. I guess I'm having a rough day. I'm looking very disheveled. But anyway, it is already proven true because I can already see the evolvement of the kids getting older and being able to take more responsibility on their own. And by responsibility, I mean literally like being able to walk and hold my hand and listen and carry their own stuff and want to carry their own stuff. Even my 3-year old, my 3.5-year-old, and even my 2-year old, they like want to, they have moments where like they want to be helpful. Like, I want to help, I want to help. And like the other day we were bringing groceries in, and my son, he's the oldest, he was literally carrying in bags of groceries with me. And I was like, this is so wild. Just watching them grow up in front of your eyes and realizing this is such a little bit of time, but such a big moment, you know? Oh, it just, kids don't keep, y'all. Kids don't keep. But that's not why I'm here. I actually came on to talk about something that I don't believe I've talked about. And I thought this would be a fun time. It hasn't been 2 years yet, or three. Well, I guess it'd be 3 years yet. But this is, we're coming up. God, it's so weird to say. But we're coming up on baby making season. We really are. Like, the amount of September birthdays, like I think what does it say? The September 17th, 18th, 19th is like the most popular birthday. And if you backtrack it, it makes sense, right? It's like New Year's Eve. And my birthday's coming up. My birthday's in 2 weeks, and I was a Valentine's Day baby. It's just so funny to think about those moments in time and like when your birthday is and like, what if you really want to think about it, what's going on then? But so, guys, we are entering into baby making season. So, everybody, stay safe out there if you're not wanting to make a baby. But if you are, also, you know, stay safe. I can't believe I'm doing this. But anyway, I wanted to talk about finding out, how do I say this? Yeah, finding out my daughter was a girl. So, when we got the results, and I guess what I should start with is, I guess, like gender reveals, right? I want to do a whole different podcast on gender reveals because I feel like it's so interesting because obviously this used to not be a thing of this of the past. So these should not be a thing like that my parents would do or anything. It's just like they'd probably find out at 20 weeks or find out when the baby's born because there wasn't as much technology to tell you this. But here in the last decade or so, gender reveals have been huge. I don't think I've done this episode. If I have and I'm repeating myself, I am so sorry. But anyway, I already had my son. I'll just go ahead and start. Here's the start of it. Back in, my son was 9 months old, 9 or 10 months old, and I had just stopped nursing maybe 3 weeks before that. It was my birthday. Here we go. It was my birthday 3 years ago, my 30th. And we went to Charleston. It was like my big, what do they call it? The golden birthday, because my birthday's November 30th. I was turning 30, and I was like, let's do something big. I love Charleston. So we went to Charleston, and we came back, and we had a party. We had a murder mystery party at my house in my upstairs loft, upstairs bonus room, and it was the most fun birthday I think I've maybe ever had. And my friends together and all the things. I haven't really had a fun birthday since then. It's like, how do you top that, right? But anyway, so we went to Charleston, and I had noticed that like my son really he didn't really care to nurse anymore. So I looked over at my husband. I was like, I think he's done. Like, and I know not everybody's like this. They're like, nurse them. My son, my daughter nursed until they were 3, and like, all the things. And um, that's great. But I do feel like sometimes they are just done. We had enough stocked to where like milk stored that I think he could have been on it. He was on it only milk only for like another 2 weeks. And then we combo fed. So we did a combination of like formula and breast milk until he was 1. I think it was like I had that much saved up. So, and I think I might have still ended up pumping some after that to like help keep the supply. But it wasn't much after that because 3 weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. I guess. My birthday's November 30th. I found out I was pregnant January 14th. He stopped nursing like, that first week of January or December. So, did not have a period. We weren't People always ask, "Were you trying?" And I'm like, "You know what? We were not trying." No, we were not trying, but we also weren't like tracking or like anything like that. So, feel very blessed and lucky that we were able to do that in such a way. Um, it happened. We knew we wanted 2 kids and we knew we wanted them close, but it just kind of happened quicker than we thought it would, which is fine. So, if you're trying to calculate that, my children are 17 months apart. And sometimes I get asked, would you do that again? Like, how are you feeling about that? And I'm like, I would. Like, I wouldn't change anything. If there's anything, like, I kind of wish that I had given myself more time. Because really, I think that the kids would have been still even as close as they are if they were a little over 2 years apart. And it was hard to get back up and do the things that like I love to do and that I want to do like as a person and as a mom, being so early postpartum and then getting pregnant quickly again and all of that. So, but no, I mean everything's great. They love each other so much, and we do have hard moments still, but I know that it's just going to get better. Anyway, found out I was pregnant like January 14th, and I had like kind of thought maybe I was because we went on a friend of mine's birthday trip beginning of January. And it was like I guess it would have been the first weekend of January. And I was spotting, like and it wasn't really like period blood, but I was kind of confused. I was like, is this not? Because I didn't spot with Cal. I didn't spot with my first. And I was like, what is going on really? And so I just kept spotting and it just kept kind of being different colors. It was like red and then pink and then brown. I was like, what is going on? And so I even jokingly told the girls at the at the cabin that we were at, I was like, I might be pregnant. I don't know. And like all of everybody's husbands were there and I was like, I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a week or so. And but I was like, but I'm not gonna let it stop my fun because I might not be. So I was still getting in the hot tub. The hot tub was like 99 degrees. It was basically bathwater. Okay, don't come for me. But I was having my espresso martinis. I was doing things. So I was like, I don't really know. And like, what if I'm not? And I just like, just bummed out for no reason, essentially. But about a week later, I did find out I was pregnant. And also, my husband had found out he had COVID. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am dying. I can't tell anybody because I haven't told my husband yet. I have a 10-month-old, 11-month-old. He'll be 1 in April. So I snuck away one day because I was still stay-at-home mom. I snuck away one day and went and got a blood test because at first I didn't believe it. I was like, no, there's no way. I snuck away and I went and ordered a blood test to like reaffirm that I was pregnant. I had told one of my friends, shout out Sarah, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, this is feels and sounds crazy. And I took all the tests, right? I took the P test on all the different types of tests that you can take. The blue dye, red dye, all the things. And I was still like not really convinced. So I got my results back like maybe a day later and it was like, yeah, you're pregnant. And I was like, so it was like 3 weeks or something. You know how it goes. And because when you first get pregnant, you're already like 2 weeks. That's like the technical term for it. But I was like, oh my God. And my HCG was like already up in like week 3 or something or 4. And what do I do? Well, I waited. I waited. I think I had to wait at least a week, maybe longer, maybe 9 days, I think it was, before my husband felt better. Because I didn't want to tell him and he had COVID and like we couldn't like hug or kiss, celebrate in any way. Because he was confined to one bedroom in our home so that he wouldn't spread it to me and my son Cal because we were still young. So he started feeling better and I quickly scheduled a photo shoot. Can't believe I did this. I reached out to a photography friend and I was like, I just found out I'm pregnant and I want to surprise my husband. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. He's had COVID for the last week. Would you be able to meet us at Ravenswood Mansion where we got married and take our pictures? And I'm going to tell him while we're taking our pictures. And of course, she was down for it. And I was like, act? Can you act surprised? And so anyway, and then we were also going that way to go to his grandfather's birthday little party. So I was able to convince him to tell him like, oh, because I'm in the event world, and at the moment I was working for a company that sells ad space for like online publication for event vendors. So I was able to tell him, I was like, hey, one of our vendors needs to get more photos for her portfolio. And she was wondering if we could take photos for her, like family photos. And of course, he believed me. And we get there, and I'm like, what am I going to do? I had ordered him a shirt that said like Big Brother. But I couldn't put it on him, obviously. But I was like, okay, what am I going to do? So I told her, I was like, okay, this is when I'm going to act like Cal had like a big blowout and I have to go change him. And when I go change him, I'm going to put the shirt on and then going to come back out and give Cal to my husband and hope and like he'll read the shirt. So anyway, and it all works out for the most part. I can put pictures next. And we get there and we're taking photos and we're like taking photos on the front of the porch and of course I told the photographer like what I was going to do. So that was like my cue to her. And so she just ended up like taking some solo shots of him and I went around the back and I changed him and I was just like carrying him the whole time and like trying to set up my tripod and I'm taking a video. And I was like, I was worried that if I walked around the house, they were walking already like the other way. So I just kind of like shouted for him. I was like, Devin, come in. And finally, it felt like the longest, probably 10 minutes. And my heart was pounding out of my chest. Came around the back and I was like, oh yeah, I had to change his whole outfit, blah, blah, blah. And he finally saw it and I had the pregnancy test and he was like, what? Are you kidding? Really? Already? And I was like, yeah. Of course, everybody was happy and finally broke the news to him that I hired her and like she was in on it and everything. So he was shocked nonetheless. But now we had to run and go to his grandfather's birthday party and couldn't tell anybody. I mean, we could have, but I had just found out and I was like, I kind of want to wait. So What a shock. Anyway, fast forward, I'm like, what are we having? I didn't do genetic testing on her, but I did do something called sneak peek. Sneak peek, let me read like what the technical definition of this company is. Sneak peek test. Do gender. It's just like a gender test, and you can find out as early as 6 weeks, they say. An at home lab test, and you send it in and they send you the results via email. They have very explicit instructions on what to do. And so I did it one day. That cow was taking a nap and Devin wasn't going to be home. My husband wasn't going to be home and the dogs were outside because it's like even they say even dog hair can compromise the results. So I ordered it, I got the test, and I took the test at home and it's like this little stamper basically, and you like, I think it's on your arm maybe, and they do this, you take the applicator, you put it on your arm, and basically it like cuts you, right? So that it can get blood, and you're like pressing it and trying to get blood in the vial, and you have to have this much blood or whatever. Not this much, I don't know how much blood it is. But anyway, and then you close it up and you send it in. Well, sent it in and I got an email back and it said it was inconclusive. So they couldn't figure out if it was a boy or a girl through the blood sample that I did. I was like, "Oh my gosh." And I think I was probably like 9 weeks when I did this. And they were like, "Okay, we're going to send you another one, free of charge, whatever." So I got another one, sent that back in, and I had a friend of mine open it, and I had her send it to this bakery, and they were going to make cupcakes with it inside pink or blue, whatever it said. So we didn't do like a big gender reveal for hers. We just kind of like did it at home by ourselves, which I kind of liked. It was nice. And we got our cupcakes and we had Cal with us and we just like bit into them and it was blue. And we were like, another boy? Oh my gosh. And I was kind of thinking it was going to be a boy, but I'd always thought that I was a boy mom. I don't know why. You kind of sometimes you just kind of get that inkling, but I was like, "Oh, another boy. Here we go." Like I was not really that surprised, but I was a little like my pregnancy had been different. Like I had aversion to coffee in the beginning. I was like kind of acid reflux a lot. I was had indigestion a lot, and I had actually thrown up a few times. And if you know me, you know I do not throw up. I am not a thrower upper, but I had thrown up a handful of times, and it was so weird. Anyway,
This episode is brought to you in part by Sweetwink. Sweetwink is a lifestyle children's clothing and accessories brand owned and operated by a mother-daughter duo in New York. Featured on Good Morning America, Live with Ryan and Kelly, and The View, Sweetwink has become a favorite among celebrities, influencers, and thousands of loyal customers alike. Their collections are designed for life's most magical memory-making moments. From holidays and birthdays to just because Tuesdays, they create the perfect outfits to celebrate life with your little one. Every order is packed with love by their team of local employees in their hometown warehouse. They're proud to support our community and spread their motto each day, which is make every day a party worth celebrating. Use the promo code MOMSONLY20 for 20% off a one-time order now through midnight, December 31st. Valid on everything except gift cards. Your minimum order is $50. It's the perfect time for gathering those sweet Christmas gifts and outfits. Thank you, Sweet Wink. Use the code MOMSONLY20 for 20% off now.
it was a boy. And we were like, okay. And so we did like this whole Instagram story or Instagram reel of us blowing up balloons. And my husband had a blue one and I had a pink one. And we blew up the balloons. And then my husband came in and popped mine. And I blew up another blue one. So it was like, oh, we're having two boys. I thought that was really cute. But anyway, kind of funny because about think at this point I was 12, 13 weeks. We go, we do our things, go, and we're just living life. And we go to Disney World, and we already had a name picked out. We had his name, Kaysen. Kaysen Matthew McCormick was going to be his name. And we go to Disney World, and we're like I'm pregnant, and I've got, whatever. And it was fun. And we come back, and my husband actually, instead of coming, he came back, but then like pretty soon after that, he had a work event. He had to go to Mexico. I think he was in Cabo. So he goes to Cabo, and I'm with the kiddos, and I am working part time, and so I have my son in part time childcare at this point. And I had a meeting one day. It was like the Tuesday or something. We came back from our trip, and I had a meeting at this hotel. And but before that, I'm like, I just I'm not feeling her all that much. And I think I was 16 weeks at this point, 16 or 17. I was like, I just feel like I'm not feeling, well, him. I thought it was a him at first. I feel like I'm just not feeling him all that much. And I was like, I'm just gonna go get one of those like standalone ultrasounds just to make sure everything is okay. I'm sure everything is. What am I gonna do if he's not? My husband's in Mexico. I mean, I don't know. We go, or I go, not we. I go before my meeting. My meetings stay at like, I don't know, 10 o'clock. So I have book a quick ultrasound. Like I literally booked it that morning. I like got onto their website, and I was like, oh, they have one at 9:15. So I'm just gonna go there real quick and then head on to my meeting. Boy, was this like just a flip in my day and flip in my world. Not even my day. There was a flip in my entire world, in my husband's entire world, our whole family's entire world just flipped on its side from this. So I get there, and she's like, what are we doing? I'm like, I just want to like look. I just want to see pictures and make sure everything's good. So come to find out, I had an anterior placenta, which is one of the reasons why I wasn't feeling him all that much, which makes sense. And she was like, do you know the gender? And this is one of the first questions she asked me. I was like, yeah, we just found out it's a boy, and we have another boy at home. I'm like, oh, okay, great. And then she starts doing the thing. Oh my God, y'all. She's like silent, and she doesn't say much, and she's like, hmm. And I'm like, what? What? And she was like, it's everything's fine. I just don't see any boy parts. And I was like, hold the phone. Excuse me? What? She's like, yeah, hold on. Let me just double check. Let me just keep moving around. Can you move over to your side? Can you go over this way? And, maybe 60, 90 seconds roll by, and she's like having me do the thing. She's like, yeah, no boy parts here. And I was like, oh, oh, what? Um, Tears, just tears come down my face. And I think I'm bawling at this point. And not because I'm sad. I'm just like in complete shock. And I'm happy. Like I'm happy tears. Like, of course we wanted a boy and a girl, but we would be happy with any healthy, happy baby. And I'm like, I think I just shook and can't do anything. I'm like, I are you sure? Are you 100%? She's like, I'm 99.9% sure. Yeah. And I was like, I gotta call my husband. I gotta call my husband. It's 9 a.m. So it's at 7 a.m. in Cabo. He's on a work trip, so he's like not, they're like drinking the night before and like having dinners and everything. So I call my husband, he doesn't answer. I call him again, FaceTime. He doesn't answer. I text him and say, you better answer your phone. I need you to answer your phone. So I call him one more time. He's like, what's going on? I was like, well, I'm at the ultrasound place. Don't worry, everything's okay. Everything's fine. And I flip the camera around and I say, but we're having a girl. He's like, what? Like, it's 7 a.m. He just woke up. I couldn't wait. And I'm like, we're both in shock. We're both crying. He's got tears rolling down his eyes. His roommate is like, what? What's going on? And he's like, I'm having a girl. And I'm like, yeah. And so we lived there, I keep saying we, but it's me. I'm only by myself. I leave there and I'm like, I get in my car and I'm like, oh my God. What? And my sister-in-law, my brother and my sister-in-law, they're pregnant with a baby girl right now at that moment. She is probably 2 months ahead of me, maybe three. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're both gonna have girls. This is so precious. And I start texting and I think I text her and I call my mom and I'm like, hold on, wait, no, why? No, I'm telling everybody, or not everybody. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm about to tell everybody. I'm like, no, wait, hold on. Why don't my son's first birthday party is this weekend? Why don't we just tell everybody there? That'll be so easy. I think my mother-in-law knew too. I think we had told my mother-in-law as well. So 7 days rolls around. We are having this party, and literally nobody knows except my parents, Devin's mom, and my sister-in-law and brother. I'm pretty sure, and my best friend Sarah. So everybody else at the party did not know, and like not even my other brother or Devin's dad, his siblings, they did not know. Nobody, no, none of them. So we get there and we're having Cal's birthday party and first party or what? I don't even know what it was. It was golf themed, but anyway, we had this backdrop that we made that me and my dad made, and we're doing the cake. He did the cake smash and everything, and so I have this box behind the backdrop, and it has a onesie in it, a pink onesie in it, I think it is, and so when we're done with the cake smash, I like come out and I say, okay, everybody, like we also have we have one surprise for you. And everybody's like, what? Like, we already know you're pregnant, you know? And a lot of people thought I was about to say, like, we're having twins, which, whew, thankfully we were not. But I come around and I was like, so everybody knows that we're having a boy and his name is Kason, except his name's not really Kason. And we're not having a boy. We're having a girl. And I hold up the box and the onesie, and they're like, what are you kidding me? Are you serious? And yes, my sister-in-law is like, what's her name? And I'm like, and her name is Adeline. And oh, it was just the most amazing moment. And I mean, as far as like how crazy the sequence of events were, it was so very memorable and so fun. And I'm really glad that we did it that way. But anyway, that is the whole story today. I just wanted to get on and share this wonderful story as we are approaching baby making season and it's the holidays. And I'm so thankful for my beautiful, wonderful, healthy, happy family and my baby girl. um, but who knows? Maybe we'll have another one in the future and we'll call him Kason. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just stick with the four of us. Who knows? But anyway, I just want to thank you for being here and listening to this story. It's so fun to tell. I love telling this story. And if you have a story like this that you would like to share, I would love to listen and share it with everybody else too. Any crazy gender stories that you have, even just gender reveal stories. I love talking about this stuff. And I can't wait to share more with you and hear back from you all. Hope you're having a lovely day. Like I said, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, good evening, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Hey, thanks for sticking around for the whole show. I truly hope you enjoyed the conversation. Come back to see what other weird but honest and relatable mom things I have in store. See you next time on the Moms Only Podcast.